Severe flooding has struck Vietnam in November 2025, causing widespread destruction across the south-central regions and the Central Highlands. Official reports confirm that at least 90 people have been killed, and around 12 remain missing. The worst impacts have been recorded in Dak Lak province, where continuous rainfall triggered flash floods and landslides that submerged neighborhoods and destroyed homes. Tens of thousands of residents were forced to evacuate as water levels rose rapidly and emergency alerts were issued across multiple districts. National disaster agencies state that most of the confirmed fatalities occurred when houses collapsed or when people were swept away by fast-moving water. The heavy rainfall began in late October and continued in several waves through mid-November. Meteorologists explain that the ground was already saturated from earlier storms this season, including Typhoon Kalmayegi, which increased the likelihood of severe flooding and slope failures. Rivers across the affected region overtopped their banks, pushing floodwater into residential zones, farmland, and urban centers. Major highways connecting the Central Highlands to coastal areas were blocked by landslides or deep water, while rail services were suspended in several locations. In many towns, roads became impassable for days, preventing emergency teams from reaching isolated communities. By November 23rd, authorities updated the death toll to about 90 people, with more than 60 reported in Dak Lak alone. Other provinces in the south-central belt also recorded casualties and severe structural damage. More than 200,000 homes have been flooded or destroyed, and thousands of families have been displaced. In some areas, residents were forced to shelter on rooftops while waiting for rescue teams to arrive. Video footage released by local emergency services shows boats navigating through city streets that had turned into canals, with strong currents carrying debris and damaged vehicles. Agricultural losses are extensive. Government assessments indicate that more than 80,000 hectares of crops have been damaged, including rice fields, coffee plantations, and vegetable farms. Millions of livestock and poultry have been lost as barns and grazing areas were inundated. This level of damage poses a serious threat to regional food supply and local income, especially in rural communities that depend heavily on farming and animal husbandry. Economic losses across the 5 hardest-hit provinces are currently estimated at more than $340 million, though officials warn that figures may rise as assessments continue. The power network has also sustained severe damage. At the height of the flooding, more than 1 million households lost electricity after substations and transmission lines were submerged or damaged by falling trees and landslides. As of the latest update, around 120,000 customers remain without power. Repair crews have been deployed, but in many areas access is still restricted due to blocked roads or ongoing high water. Some communities can only be reached by helicopter or boat, slowing the delivery of relief supplies and medical assistance. Emergency response operations are ongoing across the affected region. The Army and police have been mobilized to assist with evacuations, search and rescue efforts, and the distribution of relief goods. Helicopters have delivered food, clean water, clothing, and purification tablets to isolated villages. Rescue teams have used ropes, ladders, and inflatable boats to reach people trapped in upper floors of buildings or on elevated ground. In several cases, emergency workers had to break through roofs to rescue individuals who were unable to escape rising water inside their homes. Urban areas in Vietnam have also faced severe disruption following the recent flooding. The coastal city of Nha Trang reported entire districts submerged, with businesses and markets forced to close as water moved through streets and ground floors. Landslides near Dalat blocked major mountain roads, preventing travel and delaying the delivery of emergency supplies to highland communities. Local authorities state that cleanup operations will take time, and schools remain closed in several provinces while medical facilities prioritize emergency treatment and waterborne disease prevention. Government officials say the current priorities are restoring electricity and safe drinking water, reopening transport routes, and providing temporary shelter for displaced residents. Engineers are assessing bridges, roads, and public buildings for structural damage caused by prolonged exposure to floodwater. Health agencies are warning residents to avoid contact with contaminated water due to the increased risk of infection in areas where sanitation systems have been compromised. As of now, severe flooding has killed at least 90 people, with around 12 still missing. More than 200,000 homes have been damaged or destroyed, and key transport routes remain blocked across multiple regions. Search, rescue, and relief operations are ongoing, and updated figures will be released as access improves and assessments are completed. Subscribe and like to stay updated on the latest extreme events.